Thank you. Let's see. Yep, so today I'm going to talk about Sankey diagrams, what they are, how it's used, and how to create one in Tableau. So Sankey diagrams, so what are they? It's a type of visualization that shows flow in a process or system. So they're typically used to show energy flow, such as this one. Oh, sorry. Such as this one here, we're showing flow going through a steam engine. This is another energy flow visualization of energy going through the UK economy. But there's other types of movement that we can use Sankey diagrams for, other than energy flow. So here we're seeing how asylum seekers move from one country to another in connection to their asylum decisions. Another use is showing how allegiances shift between two rounds of voting in a presidential election. Another use is showing how issues or topics resonate in mainstream media over time. So there's a few uses for Sankey diagrams, and they look amazing, but they do look a bit complex and perhaps difficult to create in Tableau. So before I begin on how to create one, it's good to talk about the anatomy of the chart. So a Sankey diagram is made up a set of nodes and paths. Your nodes represent stages in your process, and the paths represent the flow between those stages with the size linked to the magnitude of that flow. So now that we have this in mind, we can break the chart down into these simple components and build it in Tableau from here. So I will admit this was not an easy task. It took me several tries to get it finally working. So I'm just going to outline, because it took so long and there's lots of steps, I'm just going to give you the general approach of how to build one. But I've included links to tutorials so that you could go step by step in detail if you want to do it on your own. So the first step is to create lots and lots and lots of calculated fields for your paths. Sorry about the speed of the GIFs. I know it's overwhelming, but it just shows like how many steps are involved to create one. So there's one set of fields that you have to create to set the curves of your paths. There's another set of fields that set the positions of the start and end of your paths. And then there's another set of calculated fields that sets the size of these paths. So there's about 20 fields here. Once you've created those fields, this is the fun part. Now you get to drag things to your sheet and apply those fields. So the first thing you drag is your polygon field, and you're setting, you apply these fields that you've just created as a custom table in your custom table calculations. So by the end of this process, you should get nice paths. So that was the trickiest part, the calculated fields, and then combining everything together. The next part is easy, and that's just creating the nodes of your Sankey. And that's just a simple stacked bar chart. So you just drag your dimension, assign the colors, and you want to do this for each stage of your Sankey. And lastly is to combine everything in the dashboard. So you drag your your paths and your sets of nodes. So that's your Sankey diagram. And here are some tutorials. There's lots out there. The one I followed is the one by Ian Baldwin. And yeah, I hope you found this useful.